Yahoo Sports coverage of fantasy baseball is brought to you by Captain Morgan, calling all captains. Drink responsibly.
Some big names are returning and others are battling injuries. So how do you handle these stars on your fantasy team? I'm Carissa Thompson here with Yahoo Sports fantasy guru, Brad Evans. All right, Brad, first up, there's a ton of talk about Manny Ramirez getting some playing time finally in LA. Of course, missing 59 games with that strained calf, mainly because he could be on the move. So is Ramirez worth the effort for fantasy owners?
Well, yeah, I think he is at this point because the rumors are hot and heavy on the south side of Chicago. Man Ram could be making his way to the White Sox. And I think it would be a major upgrade for him. Now, obviously, the skill set is dwindling. You know, Ramirez not the nearly the prodigious power hitter he was a couple of seasons ago, but still, he's got enough bop in the bat, you know, to launch a handful of home runs in that smallish ballpark there at U.S. Cellular Field over the rest of the season, assuming that he does end up with the Sox. So, because you could acquire him so cheaply right now at your league's trade deadline, I think he's worth the risk. If you need some help in the power categories.
Okay, so from one calf injury to another, Yankees third baseman Alex Rodriguez on the DL with a calf injury. How should fantasy owners handle this one?
Install a contingency plan. I mean, obviously you're not going to cut A-Rod. He's probably going to be back before year's end. So you're going to DL him. You got to go out and pick up some names. A couple of guys to keep in mind that are eligible at third base. Omar Infante, owned at about 50% of Yahoo leagues. He's batting over 400 with 3 home runs, 7 RBI, 11 runs scored, and 2 stolen bases over the past couple of weeks, filling in for the cooked Chipper Jones. Another guy to look out for, Wilson Betemit of the Kansas City Royals, owned in a minuscule 4% of Yahoo leagues. He's got 4 jacks, and he's batting over 300 over the past 14 days. A guy that could definitely help you out in the power categories. And another guy, an up-and-coming guy, Josh Bell of the Baltimore Orioles, a top prospect, owned in a tiny 1% of Yahoo leagues. He's batting over 300 with 2 homers and a handful of RBIs over the past 14 days. I like his upside over the rest of the season as well.
All right, Brad, first of all, we're going to need more energy out of you, so let's kick that up a bit. And then on the mound, Stephen Strasburg. He helped owners pick up a ton of strikeouts once he got into the league, but the Nationals could shut him down for the season. So what should owners do with this one?
Could. I think it's a definite. You know, he's landed back on the DL this week. It's looking like his season is cooked, and I think that's the wisest move the Nationals could make. And obviously, this is a cornerstone of their franchise, potentially for years, maybe decades to come. And I think they want to make sure that he's going to be 100% for the start of next year. So again, like the A-Rod situation, you got to have a backup plan in place. A couple of guys you can go out and pick up that can really help you out in the strikeouts category, which is the strongest suit of Stephen Strasburg, and that's Bud Norris of the Houston Astros, owned in under 10% of Yahoo leagues, a 9.50 K per 9 over the past 5 starts. He's also won 4 of those past 5 turns as well. And another guy, an up-and-comer in the same division as Strasburg, but with the Atlanta Braves, Mike Minor. Outstanding, sensational southpaw. He had 14 punch-outs against the Chicago Cubs in Chi-Town, August 22nd. Excellent pedigree, terrific stuff. Could be a fantasy difference maker down the stretch.
Brad, you rule. Thank you as always, and thank you for watching Yahoo Sports coverage of fantasy baseball.